Hi boys and girls, and welcome to the Cozy Corner. I hope you guys are having an awesome day and are ready to hear a fun book. So let's get started. Grab a fuzzy blanket or a comfy pillow or a fuzzy friend, and we are going to begin our next book. Our next book is Frog and Toad All Year. Now this is one of my favorite books growing up. Frog and Toad actually has a lot of different books if you've never heard of them before, and I just really love the silly characters and scenarios that they got in. So today we're going to be reading 2 chapters, so get comfy, grab a drink, and let's read. Frog and Toad All Year. Chapter 1, Down the Hill. Frog knocked at Toad's door. "Toad, wake up," he cried. "Come out and see how wonderful the winter is." "I will not," said Toad. "I'm in my warm bed." "Winter is beautiful," said Frog. "Come out and have some fun." "Blah," said Toad. "I do not have any winter clothes." So he came up with 2 excuses. The first one is that his bed was nice and toasty, and the second one is he didn't have any winter clothes. Frog came into the house. "I've brought you some things to wear," he said. Frog pushed a coat down over the top of Toad, and he pulled snow pants up over the bottom of Toad, and he put a hat and a scarf on Toad's head. "Help!" cried Toad. "My best friend is trying to kill me." "I am only getting you ready for winter," said Frog. Look at this picture. He's stuffing all the clothes on top of him. Frog and Toad went outside. They tramped through the snow. "We will ride down this big hill on my sled," said Frog. "Not me," said Toad. "Don't be afraid," said Frog. "I'll be with you on the sled. It will be a fine, fast ride. Toad, you sit in the front of the sled, and I'll sit right behind you." The sled began to move down the hill. "Here we go," said Frog. So here they are on the sled. Toad's in the front, Frog's in the back. There was a bump. Frog fell off the sled. Oh no. Toad rushed past trees and rocks. "Frog, I'm glad that you are here," said Toad. Is Frog really there, boys and girls? No, he fell off. Toad leaped over a snowbank. "I could not steer the sled without you, Frog," he said. "You were right, winter is fun." So here's Toad going on the sled alone. He thinks Frog is right behind him. Have you guys ever talked to someone that you thought was like standing next to you, but then they had walked away, so you're talking to yourself? I have had that happen to me before, and I feel like this is Toad in that situation. A crow flew nearby. "Hello, Crow," shouted Toad. "Look at Frog and me. We can ride a sled better than anybody in the whole world." Toad," said the Crow, "you are alone on the sled." Toad looked around. He saw that Frog was not there. "I am all alone," screamed Toad. Oh no. Bang! The sled hit a tree. Thud! The sled hit a rock. Plop! The sled dived into the snow. Oh no. As soon as Toad realized he was alone, he wrecked his sled. Frog came running down the hill, and he pulled Toad out of the snow. "I saw everything," said Frog. "You did very well by yourself." "I did not," said Toad, "but there is one thing that I can do by myself." What do you think that one thing is, boys and girls? "What is that?" asked Frog. "I can go home," said Toad. "Winter may be beautiful, but my bed is much better." And Toad walked home. Oh, silly Toad. Chapter 2, The Corner. Now it's not the cozy corner, but is called the corner. Frog and Toad were caught in the rain. Oh, so first chapter was about snow and winter, and now they're in the rain. I wonder what season that is. They ran to Frog's house. "I am all wet," said Toad. "The day is spoiled." "Oh, have some tea and cake," said Frog. "The rain will stop. If you stand near the stove, your clothes will soon be dry." And I'll tell you a story while we're waiting, said Frog. Oh, good, said Toad. So I'm noticing Frog and Toad have two very different personalities. Toad seems to be complaining a lot, right? Chapter 1, he didn't want to get out of bed, he couldn't go on the sled, and Frog is more of an optimist. He sees the bright side of things. I wonder if that's true of all of our chapters. So here's Frog's story to Toad. When I was small, not much bigger than a pollywog, said Frog, my father said to me, son, this is a cold gray day, but spring is just around the corner. I wanted spring to come, so I went out to find that corner. I walked down a path in the woods until I came to a corner, and I went around the corner to see if spring was on the other side. Oh, silly Frog, when he was a little kid, he was looking for spring around the corner. Is that what his dad really meant? No, it's just an expression. And was it? Asked Toad. No, said Frog, there was only a pine tree, 3 pebbles, and some dry grass. I walked in the meadow, and soon I came to another corner. I went around that corner to see if spring was there. Did you find it? Asked Toad. No, said Frog, there was only an old worm asleep on a tree stump. So Frog is looking for spring around the corner. I walked along the river until I came to another corner, and I went around that corner to look for spring. Was it there? Asked Toad. No, said Frog. There was only some wet mud and a lizard who was chasing his tail. You must have been tired, said Toad. I was tired, said Frog. And then it started to rain. Do you guys know what the expression spring is around the corner, what that means? So that expression means that it's coming, it's just around the corner, it'll be here soon. So his father was just giving him an expression that it's going to be here soon, but Frog was actually looking around all of the corners to try to find it. I went back home, and when I got there, said Frog, I found another corner. It was the corner of my house. Did you go around it? Asked Toad. I went around that corner too, said Frog. And what did you see? Asked Toad. I saw the sun coming out, said Frog. I saw the birds sitting and singing in a tree, and I saw my mother and father working in their garden. I saw flowers in the garden. So what had finally come, boys and girls? What season? Spring had finally come. You found it, cried Toad. Yes, said Frog, and I was very happy. I had found the corner that spring was just around. Look, Frog, said Toad, you were right. The rain has stopped. Frog and Toad hurried outside, and they ran around the corner of Frog's house to make sure that spring had come. You guys got it. Here they are, discovering spring. And that is the end of our second chapter of Frog and Toad All Year. What do you think the next season chapter is going to be about? I'm not sure. We'll have to find out next time in the Cozy Corner. Have a great night, boys and girls. See you soon.